latest episode of Deadliest Catch delivered a mix of history, high-stakes fishing, and tense partnerships that kept fans glued to the screen. On September 5, Season 21 took viewers to the desolate and hauntingly quiet Adak Island, where Captain Rick Shelford of the Aleutian Lady explored a place full of memories, risks, and hidden treasures. What unfolded next was not just about finding crab. It was about trust, history, and survival in the unforgiving waters of Alaska. Rick began his journey wandering through Adak Island, describing it as a place straight out of a horror movie. Despite the spooky setting, he lightened the moment by pointing out a McDonald's on the island, even though he admitted he preferred Burger King. Adak has a deep history. It was a military base back in the 1940s, bustling with troops during World War II, before it was abandoned. Later, the island turned into a thriving spot for crab fishing, a place where Rick's grandfather had once made his mark as a pioneer at just 12 years old. For Rick, stepping back onto that land wasn't just about business. It was like stepping into his family's legacy. Meanwhile, over on the northwestern, Captain Sig Hansen was dealing with his own struggles. His crab numbers weren't coming in the way he wanted, and with fuel prices higher than ever, every wasted minute meant money slipping away. Looking for a solution, Sig decided to give Rick a call. His idea was simple. Maybe teaming up would benefit them both. He also reminded Rick of his grandfather's old spot near Adak, a location that hadn't been checked in decades. Sig was looking at it as an opportunity, but for Rick, it stirred up hesitation. His right hand, Sophia Bob Nielsen, questioned whether trusting Sig was a smart move. Rick himself wasn't convinced, but the thought of revisiting his family's old fishing grounds pulled him toward the idea. As Sig studied maps and valleys for crab-rich areas, Rick went to explore his family's abandoned property on Adak. The building was falling apart, with no door handle left, forcing Rick to kick it open. Inside, he found pieces of the past, old clothes, belongings, and most importantly, a desk with a map tucked inside. The discovery felt priceless, almost like a secret guide left behind by history itself. Rick sensed this could change everything. Still unsure, Rick returned to his boat and wrestled with the decision of whether to share the map with Sig. On one hand, teaming up could pay off. On the other hand, he feared betrayal. Finally, he had Sophia take photos of the charts and send them over. Sig looked at the depths and gullies marked on the map and immediately saw potential. But Rick couldn't shake his gut feeling. "He is going to screw us on this one, I got a feeling," he admitted. Trusting Sig Hansen was not going to be easy. The two captains eventually decided to put the plan into action. Both boats set out their pots in the risky, fuel-consuming search. The gamble turned out to be worth it. Their pots came up heavy, hauls ranging from 50 to over 80 crabs at a time. For both Sig and Rick, it was proof that sometimes taking the risk and trusting the competition, at least for a while, could pay off big. While Rick and Sig were navigating their fragile partnership, another drama was unfolding with Captain Jonathan Hillstrand on the Time Bandit. Things seemed to be going well for him. He had all the crab he needed and was preparing to deliver. The crew even had the joy of spotting killer whales nearby, a rare and beautiful sight in the middle of the grind. But good luck in the Bering Sea never lasts long. Jonathan's deadline for offloading was tight. Missing it meant losing hundreds of thousands of dollars in crab. Just as he was pushing to make it, the Coast Guard called in, requesting to board and inspect the vessel. The timing couldn't have been worse. The inspection delayed the Time Bandits' progress, putting their delivery in serious jeopardy. Once cleared, the crew got creative, using makeshift sails to gain extra speed and shave off precious time. When the Time Bandit finally reached its destination, it wasn't smooth sailing. The harbor was small, the waves were big, and conditions were dangerous. The crew had to maneuver carefully, facing nerve-wracking moments where it felt like they might not make it. But with skill and determination, they pulled through, hitting their deadline and saving the catch. For the crew, it was nothing short of a victory, a moment they celebrated as their very own Fisherman's Christmas. The episode perfectly captured what makes Deadliest Catch so compelling after all these years. It's not just about the crab, it's about history, family, loyalty, rivalry, and survival. Rick Shelford's exploration of Adak tied the modern-day fishing struggles to the pioneers who came before him, including his grandfather. His partnership with Sig Hansen showed how complicated trust can be when money and survival are on the line. And Jonathan Hillstrand's race against time highlighted how unpredictable the sea always is, no matter how prepared you think you are. As the season continues, fans are left wondering if Rick will keep working with Sig or if his suspicions will prove right. The maps from his family's old property could change the entire game, but only if he can protect them and himself from being outplayed.